welcome back to Shakesyear. We're still working on Henry VI Part 3, and I promise it is an exciting play, but today's monologue is a little bit dull. We get to hear from Richard, the Duke of York, replying to his son Richard, who yesterday was like, okay, I know you swore this oath with the king that you wouldn't try to kill him, and in return when he dies you get the crown and then it gets to stay in our family forever. But that wasn't really like a legit oath because there weren't the right like magistrates there, so you could totally go back on that and just, you know, the king, and then you'd be king, and then he'd be king, and then I'd be king. And the Duke of York says, Richard, enough. I will be king or die. Brother, thou shalt to London presently, and wed on Warwick to this enterprise. Thou, Richard, shall to the Duke of Norfolk, and tell him privily of our intent. You, Edward, shall unto my Lord Cobham, with whom the Kentish men will willingly rise. In them I trust, for they are soldiers, witty, courteous, liberal, full of spirit. While you are thus employed, what resteth more? But that I seek occasion how to rise, and yet the king not privy to my drift, nor any of the house of Lancaster. And then a messenger enters. But stay, what news? Why comest thou in such post? And the messenger who just entered comes in and says, yeah, Richard, Duke of York, the Queen and her army are outside right now, ready to lay siege on your castle. And he's like, sweet. They're like, let's go take care of this whole Queen thing. And they're like, so we're gonna send what, like 5,000 men to fight her when she has 25,000 men? And they're like, psh, but it's a queen leading the troops, so of course we got this. And York is like, I won all sorts of battles in France where I had even worse odds than this, so of course I'm gonna win. Let's go put down the Queen's army. And that's the end of Act 1, Scene 2. So yeah, it's not a very exciting monologue today. It's just Duke of York, Richard, saying that yes, he's gonna hold up the oath, or at least like seemingly hold up the oath, but he's still gonna be plotting how he can become king, because he hasn't given up on that dream yet, and he would take that post sooner as opposed to later if it were to come available. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have a bunch to get through because tomorrow's monologue is from 1-4, so I'll have to fill you in on what happens in 1-3 before we get to tomorrow's monologue. And I'm guessing it has something to do with the Queen and her army trying to undo the Duke of York. Just guessing. Because remember, she's mad at him. Because if he's going to become king after Henry VI, then her son, Edward, never gets to be king, which is not cool. And that's why she divorced Henry. Anyway, we'll get to that tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.